Hey everybody, a wonderful, wonderful welcome. And yes, I am coming from beautiful and sunny Bermuda, and it is a new day, a new week. It's Monday. And this is not a story about the mamas and the papas singing about Monday, Monday, can't stand that day. No, I'm quite excited. In fact, I have a fork in my hand. And I know some of you have heard me tell the story. In fact, some of you who've been around me have heard me always say, save your fork because the best is yet to come. Save your fork because the best is yet to come. And I don't know if any of you are going to be popping on live. I'm, doing this at a different time of the day than I normally do. So if in fact you do pop on live, be sure to give me a wave, an acknowledgement that you're hearing me. But I have a couple of stories to tell you because save your fork, the best is yet to come. Now, I don't know how many of you remember back in the day, and of course I'm dating myself, where women's stockings used to come in these eggs. I think it was the Legs brand. The slogan used to be nothing beats a great pair of legs. These nylons used to come in these plastic eggs. But anyway, there's a story about this young kid who was going to school, and unfortunately, evidently, they were going to need to send this child to special ed. And the parents were beside themselves, but the teacher decided to do something special. And so the assignment was to get an egg and show the best way of new life. And so when the kids came back the next day with their assignments, the teacher saw these eggs in front of her and she began to open up the eggs one by one. And as an example, she opened up one egg and in it was a butterfly that came flying out. And what better way of new life than that butterfly who had been that caterpillar that had gone into the cocoon and through struggle would eventually come out of that cocoon as a beautiful, flourishing butterfly. And the teacher went on to the next egg and opened it up. And inside was a new little plant, a seedling sprouting out of the dirt that had been put in the egg. Again, new life. Well, the teacher went through the rest of the eggs and finally came to the last egg, which was the egg of this particular student who was about to go off for special education, and opened up the egg, and there was nothing inside. Now, the teacher had commented positively about all the other eggs and all the wonderful things that had been found inside pertaining to new life. And oh, by the way, this is not a religious story. However, we are still in the Easter season, so I hope that you will listen to these stories for the sake of the stories. I certainly do not promote any religions. I have my faith, you have yours, but it's all about the stories. So the teacher opens up this last egg. It belongs to the little boy that is about to go off to special ed, and there's nothing inside. Well, knowing and understanding what the boy was going through and almost how they had basically figured he wasn't going to amount to too much, just closed the egg back up and was about to go on to the next topics when the boy blurted out, "But teacher, you didn't say anything about my egg." And she replied back, "I thought you didn't understand the assignment. What does your egg mean by being empty?" And he replied back, "My egg signifies that the tomb is empty." Well, the teacher was just totally taken aback because, after all, the tomb being empty was the significance of new life, that second rising from being dead. And the teacher realized that this little boy that supposedly was going to need to go off to special ed really had his act together. I ask you, what's in your egg? What signifies new life for you? Now, the second story deals with, again, a young kid who was on the football team, the American football team. And he didn't amount to too much. And the coach figured he would never amount to too much. But on this last game of the season, they were losing. And the kid said, "Hey, coach, put me in." And so "Hey, Shannon, how you doing? Give me another wave. Let me know that you can hear me." So the coach figured, hey, we're losing. We're behind. What the heck? Last game of the season. He puts the kid in. The kid plays so phenomenally that, you guessed it, they actually won the game. The coach says to the kid, "When did you get so good at this sport?" And the kid replies back, "Well, my father just passed away because he had been working all these other times that I would be playing in the game, but this was the first time that my father could actually see me play." Now that's pretty deep. That's pretty deep. So I've given you a couple of stories, and I want to, in fact, I want to read it to make sure that I don't mess this up, but your presence is the present, and your present is your presence. You bring so much to the table, and that's why I say, save your fork, because the best is yet to come. And you know what? I happen to have a few extra forks here. Who wants one? Because your best is truly yet to come. And it's coming. And it's going to be awesome. But you got to have your fork. Or maybe a spoon. Whatever. Until next time. Bob DiGiacomo, Bermuda Bob Leadership and Intentional Growth Coaching. I will be coming to you from somewhere, but more than likely, well, it will be beautiful and sunny no matter where I'm coming to you from. So make it a great, wonderful, and significant day. All the best, and God bless.